ahead, while some are likely to drop out. Some will qualify for the quarter-final stage of the ongoing African Cup of Nations, the biggest football, biggest soccer fiesta in Africa. After now, we'll talk about the pairing. Chief Deji Shamo will be joining us in the studio live directly from his own aboard there. But don't forget that, like we have said, it's going to be a nice moment and it's going to be a wonderful time where we are going to see fine football, because it's getting to a particular stage where we are going to see the big boys in the world of football, while those who are yet to get to that stage of playing the round of 16 may likely round of 8 may likely drop out. Don't forget, for some they were disappointed. Tunisia could not move ahead, and some were saying Ghana's Black Stars, it was a bad experience, bad omen for Ghana's Black Stars, and soccer fans in Ghana really they are not happy with their own players, with the style of play they experience there in Cote d'Ivoire. I was saying something earlier on before coming into the studio. Maybe from the Ivorians we should be able to see fine football. Cote d'Ivoire failed to qualify with 9 maximum points, and some were thinking that they should be able to end up at second place, but they failed as well. But then with 3 points they were able to finish third in their own group table. But like I've said, back on the track, and let's see, maybe the god of soccer will definitely help Cote d'Ivoire. For the Ivorians, they must play to surprise others. Didier Drogba is glad that his own country is back, and of course the same thing that to feel of Cameroon, seeing Cameroon moving to the next stage. And where we ask the question is this: Nigeria and Cameroon on Saturday 9 in the evening, which way forward? Hello, Chief Deji Shamo is online. Chief Deji Shamo is online. Good morning, Chief Shamo. Good morning.
Good morning, Luashala. Good morning, Ekiti.
Yes, let's look at it really, because we want to talk about the pairing. Sunday Daramola is in the studio as well for soccer fans outside there. But let's see, the group stage has been completed, and we are able to see teams who have been able to make it to the round of 16. Chief Shamo, round of 16 in football is no joke.
Yes, thank you very much. 24 teams qualified for the AFCON final, and that now we have 16 that will go into the second round. So it's one of those things. The lower teams have been out, and I want to commend all the teams, apart from the big ones like Huddersfield. They perform creditably well. The best of the 24 qualify for the 15 for the round of 16.
But then let's look at the pairing now. We will talk about, let's start with Nigeria, Cameroon.
Yes, thank you very much. Nigeria Super Eagles were in Group A, and we came second after Equatorial Guinea. We won 2 matches and we drew 1. We are going to face Cameroon, who qualify as runner-up in Group C. And Cameroon did not have a very good outlook in this competition. They are so much was expected of them, but they qualified for the second round. So then we are going to have an Akuminta 16 Cameroon, in the sense that in the previous matches that we have been playing against them, is always against the Super Eagles. So this time around, and I think we have quality players, most especially the African best player in Finland, who has not been really pulling it through. But I want to believe he's going to have an hat-trick against Cameroon. So it's one of those things that when we get to the second round, it's no joke again. You just have to put everything to it to ensure that you qualify for the quarterfinal stages. So with that, I want to believe the Nigeria 2 victories in the group stage and the draw against the top team, the Equatorial Guinea, and with Cameroon not really having a good run in their own planning. They won 1, they drew 1, and they lost 1. So who won 2 and we drew 1. So I want to believe that will give us something for to go to the next round. Thank you.
Yeah, let's look at another strong game that we should be expecting in the round of 16. Senegal, defending champions, and Cote d'Ivoire.
Yes, thank you very much. Senegal against Cote d'Ivoire. I think Cote d'Ivoire is going to go into another meeting in the sense that they came third in Group A. They lost 2 matches and they won 1. But Senegal had a very good first stand. They got the maximum point. They defeated all the people in Group C, and they had the maximum 9 points. So it's going to be a difficult one for Cote d'Ivoire in the sense that they had a scrappy qualification for round 16. And I want to believe that the whole station will have to put everything into it to ensure that they beat the best team and the defending champion for the AFCON team. That's the Senegal team. And the likes of Sadio Mane, and Koulibaly, who are top, who have been putting their best into the competition, that they ensure 3 victories. And I want to believe Senegal will not want to go out of this competition at this juncture. So thank you very much.
We'll look at Equatorial Guinea versus Guinea itself, really, Shishamo.
Yes, it's going to be the battle of the Guineans, in the sense that Equatorial Guinea, they are the surprise team. They top our group by winning 2 matches, and they drew against Nigeria, and they are the highest scoring side so far now. They are even defeating the host team and 4 goals to nothing. And so with that qualification, I want to believe that they are going to pull another thing through. Guinea, who came third, won 1, they drew 1, and they lost 1 in Group C. So with that, I want to believe that Equatorial Guinea will be able to defeat them, but you cannot really predict this Nations Cup because all the teams that you believe are soccer minors are coming up big, and anything can happen. But I'm picking Equatorial Guinea to go ahead.
This Bafana of South Africa didn't start well, but then they were able to qualify because after beating one of the opponents 4 goals to nothing, we are seeing the Bafana of South Africa coming to the round of 16 against the Atlas Lions of Morocco.
Thank you very much. It's going to be an Herculean task for South Africa. They are having a kind of a scrappy qualification for the second round. They won 1 match, they drew 1, and they lost 1. And the second most outstanding team in this competition has been Morocco, who played yesterday, and they were able to win 2 matches and they drew 1. And with that, if we gauge it by the FIFA ranking and what Morocco did at the World Cup, the last World Cup, I want to believe that team is a very tough one, a very big one, and with the likes of Hakimi, they are going to take the South Africans to the route. And by and large, if you underrate anything, it might be to your own peril. So I want to believe that it's going to be a very, very good match. And but I'm picking Morocco to go ahead.
Another North African country is there, Egypt. Don't forget that Tunisia failed to qualify for the round of 16. Algeria as well could not move ahead. But let's see Egypt, because we are looking at Morocco, Egypt from the North African side. But then Egypt, Democratic Republic of Congo.
The most disappointing team in this particular championship is Egypt. Egypt won the championship 7 times, and with the likes of the star player who got an injury, they are going to do everything right. But unfortunately, they did not win any match. They only drew 3, and they were able to qualify with the 3 points, coming second in Group B after Kibali. So I want to say that they should be able to put their hearts together to ensure that this second round pairing, we are going to do everything possible to ensure a continuation in the championship. DR Congo, who was in Group F, came second after Morocco. They drew 3 matches too with the last one. And with the virtue of that, they were able to come second in their group, and they are facing another team. Well, both of them are one time or the other won the African Cup of Nations, and with this pairing, they should be able to at least do something for their country and ensure continuation in the championship.
Cape Verde, Mauritania got to the round of 16, but one of them must drop this time around. It shows that either Cape Verde or Mauritania will get to the quarterfinal stage in this ongoing competition. But don't you think good countries have been able to put up surprises?
Cape Verde is a very outstanding and surprising team in this competition, and they are having a good run. In Group B, they were able to win 2 matches between the likes of Ghana and the other, and they came top in Group B with 7 points. So I want to keep that Mauritania, who played in Group F, and they had a kind of no, I think Mauritania played in Group D. They won 1 match, they drew 1, and they lost 2. And with that, we want to believe that if 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, Cape Verde that played in that particular Group B, with the likes of Egypt and Ghana, and they actually became top of that team. They are going to have a very easy ride in that second round pair against Mauritania.
The Malians have been hot, Chief Shamo, and some are tipping Mali to come out victorious in their game against Burkina Faso. But the Burkina Faso as well must play to surprise Africans their dream of getting to the final stage once again of this competition.
Yes, one of the surprise teams is also Mali. They are coming up, they're doing everything right. They won 1 match, they drew 2, and they really put up a superlative performance. And to play against Burkina Faso with G, Burkina Faso came second. They won 1 match, they drew 1, and they lost 1. So something is out there that Mali against they are from the same West African side, and they have almost the same pattern. But notwithstanding, with what Mali has done in this competition, I want to believe that they're going to have a very tough one against Burkina Faso, and possibly will come tough. But it's a good plan.
The Palecas Negros of Angola against Namibia, the last pairing now that we are going to look at.
Thank you very much. Angola played in Group D and became top. They won 2 matches, drew 1, and they lost 1 against the likes of Burkina Faso and Mauritania. And if they are being paired against Namibia, who played in Group D and is having a scrappy competition because they won 1, they drew 1, they lost 1, and they are coming as one of the best third place country. I want to believe that they are going to have a tough time against Angola, and both of them are from the southern part of Africa, and possibly they are playing the same pattern of football. But with what we have now, I want to believe that Angola will be able to carry the day to move to the next round. But you cannot really predict, because most of these grouping are not equal, and I want to believe that Namibia to qualify for the second round will be able to do something for themselves, ensure that they are not displaced at this juncture.
Your prediction, Nigeria against Cameroon, what do you think will be the outcome of the game?
Nigeria against Cameroon, anytime, any day, is always a very tough encounter. People really put, both countries do put everything into it But I'm always afraid that Cameroon, when it comes to Nigeria, they have this egg. But notwithstanding with what Nigeria has done in this competition and what Cameroon is having now, we took Samuel Eto'o, who is the president of their football federation, to really talk to those players to come up with this particular qualification thing. They nearly missed it in the sense that they won one, they drew one, and they lost one. And Nigeria were not been beaten yet, and I want to believe we are going to sustain that. God being on our side, I want to believe that with Osimhen and the rest of them putting their hearts together, and the coach from the technical advisor for the side will be able to come up with a winning formula. Because we have been having scrappy victory in most of the matches we have been. This time around, we want the ball at the back of the net with the players putting their hearts together in front of goal and ensuring that we will be able to score goals and displace Cameroon this time around. With Onana or anybody in goal, we want to believe that Nigeria should be able to at least beat Cameroon by 3 goals to nothing. Thank you.
That was Chief Deji Shaman, former general manager of the Ekiti State Sport Council, football analyst. He has been able to tell us comprehensively what should be the outcome of the round of 16 matches that we kick off. But then Sunday Daramola is there. Sunday, let's look at it really holistically. Some have said Pesero, the experience is not there enough. Some of our players sustained injuries, but some of them are back now. But if you look at it so far, the Super Eagles, when we ask of your own analysis, the group matches Sunday, what will you score our own darling Super Eagles?
Good morning, Ekiti people. Good morning, sport-loving people of Ekiti State. Coming to the discussion of today, talking about the pairing for the last of 16. The Super Eagles of Nigeria, though actually they made it to the round of 16, courtesy of 2 victories and a draw. But looking at the composition of the team entirely, you want to believe that the 2 victories was to me, I would say, just like Chief Deji Shaman said, that it was a scrappy victories for the Super Eagles. If you look at the first game against Equatorial Guinea, where we played a 1-1 draw with Equatorial Guinea, Nigeria had 13 shots, 7 on target, while 6 off target, and out of the 7 shots on target, we were only able to score 1 out of it, and that shows about speaks a lot about the attacking prowess of the Super Eagles. Forget whether we Nigerian maybe we have Victor Osimhen and the likes, but I want to believe that the converting chances this time around is nothing to write home about when it comes to talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And also in the game against Guinea, where we defeated Guinea-Bissau by a long goal. Nigeria never had any shot on target. The only goal scored was an own goal by Okpa Sinagati of Guinea-Bissau. And so when you go to a tournament and you find it difficult to score, the likes of Equatorial Guinea scoring almost 9 goals, 8 goals, and you are talking, even this Cameroon we are talking about also had they scored goals as well. So coming to the game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, though we've been playing each other for over like 13 or 12 times like this, but I think the Super Eagles of Nigeria this time around should get their axes together and try and get the goal. If particularly the way they played against Guinea-Bissau is the way they are going to play against Equatorial Guinea, I think the Super Eagles of Nigeria will not have any chance to go forward. Because if you see when you're talking about the midfield in Nigerian Super Eagles is totally down. There is nobody actually holding the ball. If you look at since this guy Alhassan Yusuf, who actually made his debut for Nigeria in his first game, he was the only player who was attacking minded in Nigerian team, and all other players, even the likes of Iwobi, who should be moving the ball forward, you will always see him getting the ball. Maybe he's afraid of taking on a player or two and make some forward passes. But you always see him coming back to Semi Ajayi, playing back to the goalkeeper. And if you are going to the round of 16 playing such a game, a negative football like that, maybe they wanted a draw. That was why they played like that. I don't know. But what tactics exactly is Jose Peseiro is pushing forward for the Super Eagles of Nigeria? And we actually do not know. Though we are not getting the goals, some said because Osimhen was not well fed. Some said because it was under pressure. And the likes of ex-international, talking about Mathematical Odegbami, said Osimhen has to be calm for him to be able to get the goal. But I think Peseiro should do something out of what they've been doing before in the round of 16, because if you look at it, the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, they are hungry to get the goal.
Of course, because they don't forget that they failed to start well. And since they failed to start well this time around, playing against Nigeria, they always find it a way of describing it as the do or die affair. But don't forget that for the matches decided yesterday, we were able to see some countries as well. We were hoping that they should be able to move forward, but then we've been able to describe countries that were able to move forward for the round of 16. But don't forget that, like we have said, we must play to win. That is about the Super Eagles now. And the report reaching us shows that these players are fully back on track. Even those who sustained injuries Sunday, like Trosekong is fully back to the squad. The defensive lineup now, we are talking about even our attackers failing to take the ball to the 18-yard box of their opponents. But what we saw was bringing the ball back to our own 18-yard box, which is never so good for us in the world of football. But let's see the defense this time around. I know Trosekong and others. What do you think they should be able to put in place to stop the Camerooners? Because you can't take it away from the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. Their goalkeeper is sound. And don't forget that our goalkeeper had not had opportunity where he's been tested to know how good he is.
Yes, for now, Nigerian goalkeeper Nwabali and Francis Eduardo Mendy were the only two goalkeepers who have conceded less goals in the group stages. Talking about conceding only one goal, though that will not give us a good template to actually judge whether Nwabali is a good goalkeeper or a good replacement for Francis Uzoho, because actually he's not been tested. And much cannot be said of about the keeper of Cameroon. Talking about Andre Onana, if he's going to feature, because even the Cameroonians will not pray that Onana should man the post, because if you look at their the last group game against Gambia, that is 1-3 goes to 2. If not for the name of that keeper, Idrok, something like that. He was the one who stood between the poles for the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, because he made a lot of saves, and otherwise the Gambian would have maybe gotten a victory against Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. So we are expecting if Andre Onana we man the post for Cameroon, then I will say that will be a gift for a Nigerian striker, because if you look at the posture of Onana and his performances over the years for his club side, Manchester United, and his country, if you could recollect, he had issue with Rigoberto Song, the coach of the side during the World Cup, because Onana is a kind of player that building from the back. Is a box-to-box player. Some people even prefer that Onana should be a defensive midfielder, because he loves playing from the back line. And Rigoberto Song was telling him then that in Africa you don't play like that. You have to launch the ball in to the opponent's side, so that over time Onana have been trying to adapt that kind of game. But I think our in Victor Osimhen, if we can get enough support from the likes of Luke, because I think
most of the time he goes out there to fight for balls.
Right from the midfield, he will fight for ball and get into the vital area of the opponent. I think the guy would have been tired, and that was most of the reason you see his shots just being weak at goal, and not being able to fire a very good shot. But this time around, if if also Pesero adopts a very good tactics whereby the ball will be played at the midfield, and the back line will also come in to support the midfield to get the ball, at least in whether a similar striker Chukwueze or Simon Moses, but they are good. When we see them playing for their various clubs, we see what they do. They move the ball into the box 18 and to supply the striker to do the damage, but this time around they hold on to the ball for long, and at the end of the day they will lose the ball carelessly to the opponent, and you see Victor Osimhen shouting, because if you look at the cooling break during the first half, Osimhen was practically shouting on them that get the ball inside the box 18. It is only when you get the ball inside the 18 that the likes of Osimhen can actually do the damage, because if you look at the analyst on that day talking about Dodo Mayana, Peter Rufai, and Joseph Yobo, they said one of the dangerous strikers that you can play with is Victor Osimhen, because he's lanky, he's pacey, his dumping power is powerful, so he has everything a complete striker should have. But we're not making good use of the guy in Nigeria, because our players here in Nigeria maybe do not really understand the way the ball should get to Osimhen. But I think going to the round of 16, all of them should be at the top of their game.
All right, thank you, Sunday. Like you have said, we should be able to see another style of play. Don't forget, matches decided last night. Namibia against Mali, it ended in a goalless draw. South Africa against Tunisia, goalless as well. And Zambia against Morocco. The Moroccans did everything possible to beat Zambia 1-0. And now the coach of Kateji Guvuz of Tunisia stepped aside Sunday for failing to go beyond the group stage of the tournament. And of course, the Ghanaians as well have sacked their manager for failing to qualify for the round of 16 before we go finally.
Okay, I think the Ivorians should be grateful to the likes of the Atlas Lions of Morocco, who actually defeated Zambia. Otherwise, Zambia, if Zambia had played a draw, the Ivorians wouldn't have the opportunity to progress. Or if the South African have not been able to hold on to Tunisia would have gotten a victory, then 4 points would have been enough for them to go through. But I think the teams, coaches are meant to be hired and also meant to be fired. For the coaches that have been shown the way out, yes, they should maybe look up and try to improve on their games. And also, I believe that a lot of them will still be fired.
All right, thank you, Sunday. We have to go. Angola, Namibia, Nigeria, Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, Egypt, DR Congo, Cape Verde, Mauritania, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, Burkina Faso, Morocco, South Africa. We all settle scores in the round of 16 of the ongoing African Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. We love you for being there and keep praying for the Super Eagles. My name is Oluwasola Kende, your anchor this morning. Until we come your way again, God willing, do have a pleasant time.
Èkìtì o àwọn alálẹ̀ tó tó ń tani kí ní ètò ẹni tó ń tọ́ni lọ́gbọ́n.